Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's episode, I will talk about how you can start composting in winter so that you have a jump start in the spring and you have usable compost for your garden. To start composting at home, you will need a 5-gallon bucket, a lid, a shredder, brown bags, cardboard, and rolls. I've been collecting food scraps and I kept this in the freezer and it needs to thaw. I have old potting soil and the most important ingredient is a compost accelerator. I found this product on Amazon, Dr. Connie's Natural Solutions, manufactured in Minnesota. And I love supporting small businesses. All you have to do is sprinkle a little bit of that onto your food scraps. So this powder contains billions of all natural, non-GMO active bacteria to break down organic waste. In the winter, the microbes in compost tumblers become dormant and the decomposition process stops. Only at the end of the winter, going into spring, is when the composting process begins. To help speed up the decomposition process, we need to do a bit more work. I shop a lot at Whole Foods and I collect many of these brown paper bags. Brown paper is best because it's not bleached. To shred all of the paper, you will need a diamond cut shredder or any shredder that cuts the paper into small pieces. Remember to always unplug the shredder before removing it from the bin. The paper shreds should be even smaller than this because the bigger the chunks, the longer it takes to decompose. All of your green and brown materials should be no larger than these paper pieces. The optimal carbon to nitrogen ratio is 30:1. For example, coffee grinds are 20:1. Vegetable trimmings are 12:1. For carbon, dried autumn leaves 60:1, newspaper 170:1, and cardboard can go up to 600:1. If you want to figure out the exact ratios, then the best compost calculator that I found is on the website called urbanwormcompany.com. The direct link to this calculator is in the description. To simplify the process, just remember that you need to have at least the same amount of greens to browns, and you can adjust the formula as you go. First, you want to put a layer of shredded paper and a layer of used potting soil. I had to blend the vegetable scraps because I just didn't chop them up into small pieces before I froze them. Here I've saved collard green stalks, banana peels, coffee grinds with filters, and vegetable peels. It looks gross, but this will feed my garden in the spring once it's composted. Now that I have this bucket set up, any kitchen scraps will be cut into very small pieces and go into this bucket right away. I make sure that the layer of food scraps is evenly spread out. And now I can sprinkle the compost accelerator. I will go ahead and sprinkle 1 teaspoon. After that, shredded paper and soil. To activate the compost accelerator, you need to sprinkle some water on it. Remember, compost needs to be damp, but not wet. Make sure the water that you are using is not chlorinated because it will kill all the microbes. I'm using bottled water. You can leave a container of tap water on the counter open to air for 24 hours and the chlorine will evaporate. I blended up the rest of the food scraps and got another 2 cups. So basically, you want to create a lasagna in the bucket. Once a week, shake the contents in the bucket so that they are mixed well. Also, make sure that there's enough oxygen in the bucket, assuming that you are opening the lid every 3 days or so, letting in air and adding more materials to it. You can take the bucket outside when you are adding more kitchen scraps so that any bad smells can escape. A healthy, well-balanced compost pile should not smell bad. Now let's talk about what you should never compost. Meat, fish, poultry, bones, dairy products, oil, rice, citrus, onions, and garlic peels, cooked food, bread, pet manures, weed seeds, diseased or infested plants, shiny or glossy paper, treated grass clippings with herbicides and pesticides, walnuts, coal, pressure-treated wood, large branches, and items that are labeled compostable. If you found this information useful, it would mean a lot to me if you would share this with your friends and family. Thank you for watching. Until next time, my gardening friends.